coverage on the channel. Busch Series Racing at Michigan. We have 11 races to go on the season, and we are running the Carfax 250. This is going to be a pretty quick race here today, so I figured, why not cap the race weekend off with this? This is the second time in the last handful of weeks that we've ran a NASCAR weight race on the same day that we had a NASCAR Cup race, but instead of before, we're going to do it after. As far as this one goes, hopefully you enjoyed the Chicago street race earlier today. Live commentary stream for that. If you didn't enjoy the race for whatever reason, we've got some more racing action for you here. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. And we're going to get into this quickly. Qualified last. I did not run well at California Speedway on a very similarly styled racetrack, 2-mile oval. I finished 20th. That was actually the worst finish I've had so far this season in the Busch Series with Martin Truex Jr. So this might be a very tough race to try to win and to get a good finish when it comes to the full results. But I'll do the best I can to the best of my abilities. Green flag is in the air. We are underway. One of the 216 cars is on the pole. I didn't see which one it was, if it was Todd Cleaver or Greg Biffle. But we're racing. The restarts can be wild in Michigan, so I'll do whatever I can to try to get as many spots as I can. Oh, don't wreck him. Thought I was going to wreck Reed Sorensen. Billy Kramer, Wade Bam Hall, Shahir Gaming, thanks for tuning in, guys. SVG dominating win. It's got to be the earliest I think a Cup race has gotten done so far this year. Got done with our stream about 5:30. The afternoon side of things. Oh boy. A little bit of a checkup getting into turn 3. That was a weird time to ask me if everything was okay with the car. As I was making passes. Like, it looks like it's fine. I don't know why you asked. I think hopping out of the draft was a very good idea on my part. David Stremme almost pulled past us staying in the draft. Getting back, getting into turns 1 and 2. Got another spot as well, up to 34th already in these first couple of completed laps. Block the runs. Yeah, we got the whole race in. It was a completely dry race in Chicago for the first time. For the NASCAR Cup Series at least. And quick race as expected, a little over 2.5 hours. That was with a pretty lengthy caution and red flag that there was early in the race for the Hocevar incident. Outside lane's not going to work there. We're going to have to let Stremme through. Down on the bottom. Over-under move for one of those cars. I'll tell you what, David Stremme looks quick. He was kind of a tough out when I was trying to pass him the first time. Now he's kind of pulling me a little bit after getting back by me. Well, they were all busted going into the race this weekend, so I don't know the fallout of that is exactly. I didn't think mine could get any more busted, and go figure it did. I have none of my final 4 after the first 2 rounds are complete now. Unbelievable. Tigers 172, awesome. Oh, how did I not wreck? I was pretty committed to the fact that I was going to wreck there. I drove it in way too deep trying to pass him. Mike Wallace in the 7 car leading. I have no idea what the fuel window is going to be here. I'd imagine it's going to be a 2-stop race. I'd like to think we could probably go 50 laps on fuel. Three wide in our rearview mirror. Ethan, thanks for tuning in. Fastest lap of the race that last time. I had a big run off turn 4 in the draft. This car down to the bottom lane. Still 3 wide. David Stremme on our outside. He's clear high, but he's kind of pinching me off a little. Side drafting. Side drafting each other. Driving it off deep. Up to 25th. Big block on the 41. Couple of them. Shuttlebug 5, thanks for tuning in. Oh boy, big checkup. I don't know what happened. I think there might have been contact with Marcus Ambrose in the car. He was battling around. I had to lift. I lifted and kind of let the car drive itself up the racetrack. I was scared I was going to crash. I thought there was a crash in front of me. David Stremme stayed from the back of the field. Overstepping the entry just a little bit again. That time the car slipped out from underneath me. Casey Mears is going to get underneath. Try to hopefully clear him into turn 1. There we go. Going past the 24 of Mears underneath of Stremme. But not clear. J.J. Yaley's now the new leader. First time he's led in the race. Lap 14. I saw that little bit of contact up here. They stacked up again. Got to run. Going to try to back the corner entry up a little bit. It didn't work. I was scared to kind of crowd the bottom because I knew Casey Mears was flirting down there a little bit. And I had a higher line than what I wanted on entry. It's definitely a slow grind to get through the field. Oh boy. Save it, Casey. He saved it. I felt the car getting tight before I actually jumped up the racetrack. I got out of the gas immediately as soon as I felt the car getting tight. I think I was a little too low too early in the corner. I thought I was going to wreck him. What a save, though. What a save, Casey Mears. That was a bad lap. Expected with the contact. Mike Walsh back in the lead again. Oh, somebody's down at the bottom. I think they're blowing up. Yep. Low motor up to 24th for us. For that contact, though, with Casey Mears, I'm starting to lose the draft. Obviously, he lost way more momentum than I did, so he went way backwards, but trying to cling on to the back of this lead pack. Having a tough time trying to do so. Lapper did get into the pits, so we stay green. Gameplay of NASCAR 25 looks like the Heat series. I haven't seen anything on it yet for myself. I'll have to check it out. I know there were some NASCAR drivers that played the game. Joe Gregson put out a post on X. I saw that he really liked it. There's high hopes, that's for sure. Now our teammate Paul Menard's out in front. Big run on the bottom, trying to follow Campbell in this 008 car. Big run in the draft for both of us. Tight 3 wide on the bottom. Past both cars. Oh, they both made contact back behind us. That allowed for a quicker clearance. Big run on entry and a 3 behind Denny Hamlin, but nowhere to go with it. Hamlin under Boyer. Still back at 21st. They're starting dead last because of qualifying. And I did qualify. Lap 22. Haven't hit halfway out of gas yet. 107. Clipped the apron, overdrove the corner a bit, slid up, not clear. Would have liked to have cleared. I think I would have had I not clipped the apron. Still made the pass though for 20th. Now we're halfway out of fuel, lap 23. It's pretty much going to be an evenly split two-stop race. Like 45, 45, 35 is what I'm hoping. We get by Denny Hamlin for 18th. Yaley was leading not that long ago. He's right there in front of us, 17th place. Oh, I tried to hop in line behind J.J. Yaley and I clipped him. I saw Hamlin coming and I kind of wanted to get to the bottom before we got into turn 3. Both us and Hamlin able to get by the 1. Knocked myself up into the wall. 100 laps to go this time by. A lot of racing still left in this one. And we're 3 wide. In front of us. They're hanging on to it. Kevin Conway had a big run. Oh, there was contact up there. Just getting into turn 3, or turn 1 rather. Oh, you're in Florida for 22 days. Wow. I didn't think you were going to be down there that long. Truex gets by the predecessor, Dale Jr. Top 2 in points, run 15th and 16th in the early going of the race. A little bit past halfway through the opening fuel run. At the 42 on Pablo Montoya in the lead. Couldn't tell for sure. The field's definitely going to space apart quite a bit when we get into green flag pit stops. And this pit crew is definitely going to have to be on it, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the lead before we get to our first set of pit stops. The pace to get from last to 16th and 29 laps would tell me that I'm not going to get to the lead that quick. It's taken quite a bit of time to get this far through the field. Harvick got backed up behind the 18. I'm driving in deep into turn 1, trying to get by the 18 myself here. Got it to stick down on the bottom for the most part. Oh boy, squeezed him. Squeeze play, but we got the spot. That was risky, but it panned out. 3 wide up in front of us. Oh, man. Not quite enough room. I was hanging on that left turn to try to side draft Jeff Burton. I just pulled him back. Here we go. Let's get another one. Yeah, I did see Joey Logano, Bob Pockris caught up with him. I saw that clip on X after I ended my stream. Guess Chastain ended up wrecking him intentionally. That was that spin Logano was involved in late. Came back to finish 11th. I don't know where Chastain finished. I think it wasn't that far in front of him. But yeah, Joey was upset. Into the top 10 for the first time now. Yeah, I guess Bubba Wallace left the track early. As soon as he got checked or released from the infield care center, he just left. No interviews. They did interview Alex Bowman in the post-race show for what I was watching. Lost a spot to Kevin Harvick. I think I'm eyeing lap 45 to be when I'm going to hit pit road. Our window opens when we get to about 90 to go, which is only a couple of laps from now. That would be the window to make it on 2 stops. Clear for 9th place. Big block by John Wood. He slammed that door shut. The light gonna get by Montoya, clear off turn 4. Getting closer and closer to the front of the pack. Man, if I could lead a lap before pit stops, just in case I don't cycle out anywhere near the leaders, that'd be great. John Wood, a little side swipe on Paul Menard. Oh, they stacked up. Got to run 3 wide. Catching a little bit of a draft off John Wood now. And Casey Kane and Paul Menard to the outside. Guard the car in the middle. Now we're underneath the 17 of Danny O'Quinn Jr. Look at that. We're up into the top 5 for the first time in the race. We've got a lot more draft than that 17 to our outside. Huge line behind us, in front of us. Mirror driving a little bit on Montoya in the rear view. Both the 16 cars are first and second, Cleaver and Biffle. They're almost side by side with one another. A little bit of a checkup. Up the middle goes Truex. Big run. Gets by Wood on the outside. And now run to the bottom of Mike Wallace up turn 4. .116 car blocking another. Truex up high to block Mike Wallace. Big run on the bottom for John Wood again. Man, he's got a lot of straightaway speed. And that number 47 Armor All Leaf Chevrolet. Sport with our left rear. Got to give him a little bit of room. Got the pull down the straightaway in the draft behind the 16 cars. Beat Wood to the inside on entry into 3. We'll hold. I don't really think I want to touch a setup change at all here. I want to keep these guys side by side if at all possible. Big run for Truex. Oh man, I really wanted to go 3 wide there. That's why I wanted to keep them side by side for as long as I could. Oh, now we're going to get put 3 wide. I don't like this. Got to beat that 9 car down to the bottom, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Nope. Ah, dang it. I'm at the mercy of them now. Side draft Harvick. I'm stuck on the top. Now I'm going to get split 3 wide middle. Oh boy, that was a big slide. I didn't like that. I don't like being on this outside lane. Especially when that happens. I'm just stuck up here though. I don't have anywhere to go. There we go. Cram my way to the bottom. Found a hole that time. Big run through 3 and 4. Bottom opened up. Follow John Wood. He's got straightaway speed. Up the middle goes one of the 16 cars for second. He had a lot of help from Kevin Harvick. Now Harvick's on the bottom behind us. Oh, I overdrove it. Oh, they got a big wreck on the outside. Both the 16 cars get together, but there was no caution. We stayed green. Golly. Shuffled up the track. I had to give Harvick room because he was underneath me. I think we were 4 wide. Big loose moment on the high side, getting into 3. Losing more time again. Man. Got up to second, but we didn't get the lead. Harvick out in front now. I swear he was in 15th not that long ago. He got through it. I mean, this is a pack race at Michigan is what this is. What a battle up here. It's like what that truck race was about a month ago. That's what it feels like. Well, it's more than 6. Big run, 3 wide. Held too tight to the bottom. Hard time trying to hold that corner. Got a couple of cars pitting this time. Harvick and John Wood into the pits. Trying to get a draft off Casey Kane. Side draft Juan Pablo Montoya as well. Blocked to the bottom on Menard. Plenty of time to get down to the inside. Oh, very free. Still clear for second. I think Casey Kane's going to pit this time. I'm going to try to stay out one more lap just to lead a lap and then come in. So this will be 5 bonus points. Juan Pablo Montoya going to stay out another lap as well. First lap lead of the day for Truex. I wanted to make sure I got it. So we've got the lap led during green flag pit stops. Oh, Montoya, very close to making contact. Got a little freaked out. He was tight on my left rear. The car definitely gets loose the longer that we go on this set of tires, that's for sure. Freeze up on the long haul. See how much time I could gain coming into the pits. Got our lap led. I'm coming in now. Oh, speeding. Wow, that was tough. Speeding on pit road for Martin Truex Jr. We're going to have ourselves a 4-tire stop. I don't want to go fuel only to mitigate the time lost. We're going to have to just serve this penalty. 5 seconds. I have not spent in a long time. I don't think I've spent on pit road since I got back into playing the game, honestly. The last few weeks. Well, that stinks. I wasn't even close. I was at 80 miles an hour. I was trying to gauge the speed off the car in front of me more than looking down at the speedometer, and that's what caught me. That was a clean stop. 5-second penalty's tough. Well, good thing I led that lap. This is costly. Driver error there. We're going to be pretty far back by the time we get up to speed. Make any adjustments while I was on pit road. Field's definitely spaced apart. Should be able to get by Casey Mears on the inside here. We're going to be in 19th place. Kevin Harvick is the leader after cycling off of pit road. We're about 9.5 seconds off the lead. So we get closer to the start-finish line, about 9 seconds. 9 seconds off the lead. Cars up in that front group. Oh, went from a pack race to a traditional Michigan race now. Post-green flag pit stops. Still got a lot of time left in this race, though. Probably going to have to pit a little bit before lap 90. I could short pit. Where's Dale Jr. at? Because I'm looking at trying to clinch the championship as early as I can. We only have 10 races left after this one. I'm hoping I can finish the season during the week. And we only have the Cup Series of what we have currently going. Let's find Dale Jr. I want to beat him by as many positions as possible, at the very least, if I don't win. I think he's outside the top 10 still. Yep. We're in 19th. 14th. So he's only ahead of us by 5 spots. Draft off these 2 cars in front of us. Honestly, it's hard for me to tell who has the fastest car in this race today. Well, honestly, not having any practice probably costed me there too, not knowing exactly where the commitment line was. I think when we ran the truck race here, our only pit stop of the day was under caution, and we didn't have to pit under green at all. Our first and only Busch race at Michigan on the season. kind of a 5-6 car pack. 6 cars. This group right around 17th. Like to get to the front of this group if possible. Got a run on Sam Hornish Jr. And to back out of the gas way early there. Trying to back the corner up. But as a pack, we're kind of catching another group of 3 up ahead. Lap 50. Got a run after Hornish. Pull out of line pretty early. Jamie McMurray trying to get by us on the outside, and then I clipped the other car that was right there with us. We're good. We've had a few close calls in this one, let me tell you. We're good. Losing time to the leaders, though. I think when John Wood got to the lead specifically is when we started losing time. That 47 car is quick. I think the only race he won this year was Charlotte. So he does have one intermediate track win, though that was 1.5 miles. This is a 2-mile oval. While the speeding penalty costed us 5 seconds, we'd still be about 4.5 seconds off the lead. I think a lot of that was a product in staying out a little bit longer so I could lead that lap under green, get the 5 bonus points. Dale Jr. didn't get any bonus points. And I think Dale Jr. might even be in this group up ahead here. We haven't had a caution yet. We're about 10 laps shy of halfway. Next pit stop's going to be around lap 90. Just ran our fastest lap of the race, but we're losing time in the leaders. Yeah, Dale Jr. is in this group just up ahead. The draft behind Sam Hornish Jr. A little bit of a bump draft, nothing much there. Fastest lap of the race again. Now we're going to pull out a line, try to make the pass on the 12. We just don't have enough help from behind. The runs are a lot smaller with the smaller groups of cars than what they were when we were in that giant pack at the beginning of the race. He's got into Hornish. That wasn't good. He held on. Well, Dale, I know we're teammates. We're also racing for the championship against one another. I'm going to have to pass you here. I don't know what I was thinking there. Side drafted him a little. I'd like to work with the 16 so I could pass Earnhardt. Side draft him again. Come on, Sam, help me out. Hornish is behind me. Trying to get a pole off this 16 car. I don't think it's going to happen down here. Big, big run for Dale Jr. And ourselves, really. Beat David Reagan to the bottom. At least on entry. Kind of floated up in the middle a bit, but still got back to cover him on the exit of turn 4. Wow, that's impressive. 41-48 last year at this time for the Tigers. Crazy. That's a risky move. Trying to block off David Reagan. Like I said, though, I finished 19th at California, or 20th rather, at California earlier in the season. These guys side drafting each other. We might have a run on both of them. They're still kind of hanging out with one another, 3 wide. Hopefully we stay 3 wide. I need more help down on the bottom, though. Might be able to get them both for 14th. It's the hope. I'm not clear of Earnhardt. Now I am. All right, there we go. We got 2 more. Now we're in front of Dale Jr. Well, we were. Dang it, Dale, you just couldn't sit behind us. Oh, no, we're still there. Still there. We're good. More worried about trying to block him than anybody else. I get good corner exit speed with that wider arc, but I think it just hang down the straightaways enough. Have a good chance to get us in the next corner. Just hasn't been able to side draft effectively. Now our window to make it on field at the end of the race will actually open with 45 laps to go, or somewhere around there. I went 44 laps on the first run. So, I mean, lap 81, we could make it on field to the finish from there without any issues. If I did decide to short pit, try to get a little bit of this track position back. I didn't hear what number it was. Did you say 125? Somebody that blew an engine earlier in the race is going to be returning to the racetrack. And they're going to be slowing off the pace. So that could slow the leaders down several times. Will also probably slow us down several times. But yeah, if we catch a caution anywhere near lap 80, I'm going to pit for 4 tires, bring this car onto pit road, and try to stretch the fuel window. I was able to do that in our cup race at Dover, and we were able to win because of it. Only that was 2 stops out from the end of the race, but it was kind of unintentional, really. Getting that race win in the end. Mike Wallace just up ahead. We're all closing in on crossover on David Reagan. He passed off of turn 4, got him back in turns 1 and 2. Had that 1 lap led today under green flag pit stops, so I'm glad I stayed out long enough to lead the lap, because I would have been about 4.5 seconds off the lead if it wasn't for the speeding penalty. So at some point I was going to lose time. as upset about the speeding penalty if I end up finishing like 6+ seconds off the lead. As long as we get a top 10, hopefully still. Keep our top 10 streak alive. We finished in the top 10 every race since the third race of the season. So it's quite the hefty streak. It was the first race at Boulder where we finished 11th. And then that 20th at California. Those are the only two races I finished outside the top 10 on the Busch Series season. Just barely close enough to get a little bit of a draft off Mike Wallace. Will help keep the cars behind us just for a little bit longer. Big draft off in the 7 car. Somebody, oh, the race leader blows an engine, John Wood. And I'm in the wall. I got squeezed. I think we had a speed glitch when we got by John Wood, and they just kind of floored around me all of a sudden. I'm drifting up the racetrack. Yeah, we definitely had a speed glitch. John Wood falling out of the race. Sorry, they passed me, but we're still in this group. That's all that matters for me at the moment. Hornish is kind of pinching me off a little bit. Side draft on Mike Wallace. Halfway out of gas, pulled past him, clear. 6 in the 16 in front of us. Big run on the 16. That was a little too much contact with him. We're okay. We're okay. One of those oh boy moments. A lot less pressure behind me now after the contact. Solely draft behind David Reagan, kind of 2-car tandem this. We're catching up to the slow car. 125. We'll race by him on the bottom pretty easily. I'm definitely willing to just stay in line right behind David Reagan. Drafting well with one another. Really don't know what I have to do to get back to within a fighting chance to win this race. Good news is, though, we're ahead of Dale Jr., and we have 5 bonus points and he doesn't. Try to extend the points lead out as much as we can. We're in 13th. Dale Jr.'s 17th. Plus an extra 5-point difference. Since I've been drafting only with David Reagan, we have closed in on Kevin Harvick since he had retaken the lead after John Wood blew an engine. And the lead was about 10.5 seconds back when Wood was out in front. Obviously, after the engine failure, we gained a little bit of time there, and then a little bit more after the fact. Then we got somebody else blowing up, and that's Denny Hamlin, who I believe was in front of us, although it didn't count for a position when I passed him, so he must have been behind us already then. But Denny Hamlin blows the motor as he tries to get back to pit road. We continue to stay green. Lap 73 now. Seven seconds off the lead. Mark Truex Jr. and David Reagan. At some point, probably not going to gain as much time when we catch other cars. Jeff Burton, along with whoever's just in front of him for position, is the 2 cars that we're catching up on next. And there's one single car, probably 5 or 6 car lengths in front of the second car in front of us. Lead 6.4. Who knew Martin Truex Jr. and David Reagan would work well together like this? Utilizing the draft the best we can. Reagan, a rookie, you can see his rookie stripes for this Busch Series season. Massive run on Burton. Matt Kenseth in the 17 was the other car. Reagan gets by Kenseth. Truex trying to do the same. As Clint Boyer would say, David Reagan's got a fast hot rod. He's getting blocked off by Jeff Burton. Reagan gets through this. Are we following through? That would be great. The 152 was a lap down. Big run for Truex. Kind of got blocked off by Jeff Burton, though. Momentum got cut off. 50 laps to go at the line this time by. Leads about 5.5 seconds. Oh, whatever we're doing something right. It's trying to be the push car, not the lead car. Seems to be working. Gonna have to be the push car behind Jeff Burton. He's the one on the bottom. We'll tag team. Clear of Reagan. Slide up in front of him. Reagan's probably going to get underneath us, but if Burton stays in front of us, should be able to get the pole down the tri-oval to get back in front of Reagan before the entry of turn 1. That's the hope, which is exactly what's going to happen. I was committed to driving it in deep to do exactly what we just did, and it worked out perfectly, as anticipated. Distance is 5.4 off the lead of Kevin Harvick. Harvick has not won one of these Busch Series races this season. Quite a few of the Cup regulars that haven't won a Busch race yet, that have ran nearly every race, if not every race. We are coming back from a speeding penalty. We got as high as second under race conditions. When the green flag pit stop started, position-wise, I think we were about 20th or so. Contact with David Reagan. I was trying not to get picked behind the slow car. Crowded David Reagan off to make sure we're going to lose that spot. Now Reagan gets caught up behind him, and we lost quite a bit of our advantage. We just got under 5 seconds off the lead. Now we're back to 5.7 seconds back yet again. The fuel window to the end is going to open left in the car the last lap. So we'll be plenty good to make it to the end on one more stop. Definitely don't want to be the last car on the pit road again and lose more time. Again, we just draft behind Jeff Burt. I think this car on the outside's a lap car in the 143. Yep, that's what I figured. Lap down. That's some clean air in front of Jeff Burton, though. Not really worried about positions as much as I am interval to the leader. The positions will come with it the closer we can get. So we come up on a pit stop. I didn't think the speeding penalty was going to cost me as much as it did, but knowing that it's a 5-second penalty and I'm exactly 5 seconds off the race lead, that's tough. Once we got through the green flag pit stops and broke the pack up more, we were able to kind of utilize the draft to make up more time than we were in the first run of the race. Yeah, caution comes out now. Everybody will probably end up hitting pit road for the final time. We've not seen a caution yet. The lead is 4.6 seconds. Eighth of a tank of fuel left for Truex. Save a little bit more gas running in the draft, but that's not really going to do much for us. We're already in our final window. If we pitted now anyway. To maybe kind of gauge if taking less gas is going to work out for a slightly faster stop. We're 4 seconds off the lead. I'm definitely going to need 4 tires just for the grip. As I was just talking about grip, I definitely need it. After that slide, though, the contact with Montoya kind of straightened me back out surprisingly, and it didn't really hurt the 40 too much either. That was... Oh, Jeff Burt might be pitting this time. Cars are pitting this time. I think I got to... Yep. Yeah, I got to pit with them. Oh, I almost turned myself off of Montoya. That was close. I didn't realize he was kind of hanging there. Don't speed this time. Oh my gosh, I did it again. I don't know where the commitment line's at. Oh my gosh. You kidding me? Dick Vitale, are you serious? Oh, man. That was close, too. I don't know where the commitment line's at, because it's not on the entrance of where the pit wall is. It's before that. Because it's like an imaginary line, basically. I don't know where it's at. As I did the first time, and I was closer, but... Still speeding. 5-second penalty. This is tough. Scoring us a lap down because not everybody's pit yet, but once everybody cycles through. Get up to speed on the 16. past him coming out of the pits, but man. Not one, but 2 speeding penalties for Martin Truex Jr. today, and we were kind of recovering for the most part from the first one. I wouldn't have taken us out of a shot to win, but now, I mean, we're hoping for a caution before the end of the race now. 5-second time penalty. We're going to be back on the lead lap, so 40 laps to go. We just got to hope for a caution the rest of the race. Everybody's good on fuel to the end. We're up to 22nd. I'll be able to get a few more spots on the front stretch this next time by. We were in 10th when the green flag pit stop started. Hit this time. And no drafting help. We're all by ourselves. Here's a few more positions. 13th. I'm shocked I didn't lose more positions. And there's a couple cars that just hit pit road. It's 152 up ahead's a lap car. So that is not for position. Dale Jr.'s kind of caught back up to us again. I think I might be able to pick up another spot or two up here, and that would be about it. 12.6 seconds off the lead. Enrico Sanchez, thanks for tuning in. Catching up on the 125. Back into 13th there. Passed another lap car along the way as well. Well, we've gotten lucky breaks with cautions before, so for that reason, we just got to keep digging. We're in 13th. We're not that far back if we were to catch a yellow that I feel like I could get up there and drive and compete for the race win. We're definitely not going to be anywhere close to it under green. I'd be lucky to get a top 10 under green. Quite a ways off of a lot of cars. I think that the closest black car up on the track map would be 10th. We've got quite a bit of distance to cover. It's a pretty even spaced gap right now. 10th to 11th, 11th to 12th, 12th to 13th. And again, we're in 13th. Dale Jr. just 2 spots behind us in 15th. So we're 11.2 to 11.3 seconds off the lead. The speeding police has nabbed us not once but twice, and we only have 2 pit stops in this race. We do have 2 sets of tires laying around. With not many cars off the lead lap, I definitely don't plan on pitting if a caution comes out. Track position. Although the draft has been the great equalizer to make passes, it was still tough for me to get through the field, and we only drove up to second. The only reason I led 1 lap in the race is because I stayed out longer than anybody else during green flag pit stops on the first wave through. Luckily, at that time, I was running close enough to the front of the pack when the pit stop started. I was able to lead because Montoya stayed out just as long as I did. He was right behind us. Lap traffic could be holding the leaders up a little bit, because now our gap is 9.6, 9.5. Kind of pulling away from these guys behind us, too. I didn't make any adjustments when I was on pit road. We'll stay tuned. 125 car could be holding them up, too. Knowing that he's slowing off the pace. There's quite a few contributing factors. He's working well with Jeff Burton and David Reagan in the draft. If I do end up catching the 12th place car, you can bank on me utilizing the draft to the best of my abilities to catch up that way. We're down under 8 seconds. A little bit of an extra draft off the lapper. Overdrove it. Off the apron. Tried to sail it off into the corner to pass that guy. This shouldn't be a position. I think Kevin Harvick has led the most laps in this race up to this point. Sonoya Raceway, late model. Gets up. I don't know what you mean by gets up on the way. Two fans being hurt though, that's not good. I don't know where that racetrack's located. I've never heard of that racetrack. Definitely got to be a local deal somewhere. Probably guess that it's in America. I can guess that far. I couldn't tell you what state. Craig Franklin, thanks for tuning in. All right, 6.5 seconds back. If I could pull the David Reagan, we could close that gap even quicker. Get to within the pack. What's the idea here? We still got 27 to go this time by. .125 car holds up the leaders a little bit more. He's down a cylinder. That's definitely helped every time they've tried to catch him, especially in the group of cars that they've got right now at the front of the pack. I'm just close enough to catch some draft off David Reagan. I don't. It's in Georgia, the track. Uh, 6 seconds. I can't believe. You wonder what could have been if we didn't have 2 speeding penalties in this race. So we had 2 speeding penalties, 5 seconds each. That's 10 seconds of speeding penalties. And we're 5.8 seconds off the lead. Now, I don't think we'd have pull-away speed necessarily from the pack because of the way the draft is so huge here, but definitely would have already been in contention for the lead rather than rushing at the end of the race to try to get there. All right. Sorry about that lag. Should be all good now. I got booted from my 5G randomly. I had to reconnect to it. 25 laps to go. Don't want you to miss the finish. The lagginess. I think the next two cars in front of Reagan and I are a lap down. I plan on just staying behind David Reagan and drafting off of him and kind of tandeming our way up there. Like, we're closing in, but I think we can close in even quicker if we stay together. I was doing a great job drafting with him during the last tire stint versus where we're at right now. Sit and wait, be patient. Hopefully he stays in the race and we keep our drafting partner together. 5.7 seconds off the lead. Just over 100 laps in. Still caution free. Paul Menard back out in front. Quite a few lead changes in this race at the front of that pack, too. We were 12 seconds off the lead when we last cycled off of pit road. Pit stops at around lap 84. Everybody's good on fuel to the end. Car's going to float up the track a little bit. I'm all right with that because I'm not battling for position. But the sooner I can get back in the gas and get closer to the back of the six, the better push, the better draft effect that we're going to have to try to catch these leaders. Stay a little bit lower down the back straightaway. That'll help too. Shorten the racetrack up. We might be caught behind the 125 car again because all of a sudden the lead is down to 4.5 seconds. About a second quicker that last lap than the leaders. The 125 car is down a cylinder. He returned to the racetrack after having engine issues earlier. And he slowed the pack up a couple of times already. So I may have to abort ship on our drafting partner David Reagan when we do catch that car at some point. Which is going to be very soon. The lapper does not get out of the way. Looking to the bottom where Reagan's able to drive through. Just didn't want to get picked behind him. All right, 4.6. Leaders will catch him at least one more time, maybe two. Maybe two more times. Bump draft on David Reagan now. Massive shots. Under 4 seconds. Had to let go into turn one to make the corner. Back everything up. Truex to the inside of David Reagan. Get a side draft. And we got a lot of other traffic out here that we can try to make this pass. Got by a lap car. Got some lead lap cars not too far in front of us. Little slide going to get underneath the 6th, though. Clear for 12th. Catching a draft off Matt Kenseth in the 17. 19 laps to go at the line. 3.5 seconds off the lead yet. This 11 car for Truex is on a mission. John Wood blew an engine from the lead earlier. He probably was the favorite for the win. He ran so fast that he blew up. He was a couple seconds ahead of Harvick and them guys. That was during the last fuel run. So that was before we got in the window to make it on fuel to the end of the race. You have to imagine that he would have been probably the toughest to pass at the front of the field. He was fast in the draft in that giant pack at the beginning of the race before the pit stops the first time, kind of broke everything up a little bit. .8 to 2.9 seconds off the lead for Mark Truex Jr. Big run into turn 3 under Kenseth. Kevin Conway up on the outside, trying to get a draft off the 16. Getting enough of a pull off of him to try to stay with the 18, who's getting a push from his back bumper off of Matt Kenseth. Slide job and clear. Kind of clipped the apron. I was taking the lowest trajectory through the corner possible, hoping I was going to pull clear. We did. Conway's got to run, though, on the back straightaway because of it, so we're going to try to block him. Back up the entry into 3. Should get a run off turn 4. We're going to stay in front of Conway just a bit. Still 2.7 seconds off the lead, but we've made it back into the top 10. I did not know that Reed Sorensen went by his middle name. That's interesting. I don't see that too often. 2.4 off the lead. Big run behind the 16. JJ Yeley going to close the door on us, though. Wasn't close enough behind the 16 car entering turn 3 to make the pass. Yaley blocking us still through the tri-oval. But he's going to get a push. He's going to get back underneath the 16 car again. They almost make contact into turn 1. That was close. So now that I've caught faster cars, I'm having a hard time trying to pass. Little free trying to back the corner up that last time. Held tight by the 17 of Danny Oakland Jr. Clear. Oh, I tagged the 1. Costed me a spot. 17 got right back by us. Trying to side draft him, and I ended up catching him in the right rear and knocked myself against the wall. Get back by Danny O'Quinn Jr. this time and did. All clear. Back into 9th. Well, it's battling. We were 2 seconds off the lead. Now it's about 2.3, 2.4. So I've lost a little time on the leaders. Marcus Ambrose out in front. We need those guys to start changing it up at the front of the field, maybe a little bit more. And we got to get more organized right here, too. Give a bump draft to the 16. Get him going. Big run by the 17 behind us. There's some contact. Well, that's not the way to bring out a caution right there. Gosh darn it. Oh, first yellow of the day with about 10 to go. I didn't want to do that. I wiggled, and then I skidded up the track, and I caught him flush. Now we got to suffer the consequences of causing the yellow, and I got to penalize myself for that. I mean, that we usually do. I know it's late in the race, but I got to stick to my rules. I caused a caution, and I'm not going to have the field bunched up together for the unfair advantage. That's why I was upset about that incident taking place. I had 4.5 seconds of damage. I don't know where I had 4.5 seconds of damage from. Didn't make much contact with him. Don't buy mustard Doritos. They're horrible. I don't think I would have intended to. I don't think it's on that top echelon of Dorito flavors. Well, this will spice things up at the front of the field at least. I don't know how far back we're going to fall. We were in 9th. There were obviously a lot of lap cars because we didn't catch a caution in the race. 28. Yeah, I lost 19 spots. That was quite a bit. Green flag's back in the air. We've got 8 laps to go at Michigan. Paul Menard leads. Try to get as many spots back as I can. Dale Jr.'s back in front of us now. Oh, somebody blew up on the restart. 16 car. There's one spot. I'm surprised nobody ran him over. Caused a wreck as we were getting up to speed. Well, obviously I don't think I'm going to win this race, being this far back. Hopefully, Paul Menard wins for DEI. I don't want Dale Jr. to win because he's second in points. A little further back there anyway. I don't think he could win. This is going to be tough because these tires are old. I haven't been able to make many moves offensively at the end of a tire life. Taco Doritos? Are you talking about like the Doritos Locos tacos? Or are you talking like taco flavored Doritos? Outside of like the usual Dorito flavors, like the Cool Ranch and the nacho cheese and stuff, like I don't think I've really had any other ones. I think I've had the flaming before. Oh, they're all checking up the slow car in the 16. I don't know why they did that. I mean, I picked up a few positions because of it, so I guess I'll take it. Up to 23rd now. Gained 4 spots. Don't think the leaders are going to be catching the 125 car before the end of the race. He's slow, but I don't think he's that slow with an 8 lap to go restart. Tail end of the field that anybody's going to catch him with big time slide job to get the 22nd place there. Five laps left. Man, tell you what, Michigan and California have my number. This was not a clean race for me. I had 2 speeding penalties. I caused the only incident. Definitely not capitalizing on anything. Somebody's going to capitalize off my misfortune and win this race. If it's Paul Menard, then not so much because he restarted in the lead. But I might have just screwed my teammate out of a shot to win the race. Or a better shot. Not saying he would have held on for the final 8 laps under green. They were changing the lead quite a bit, but brings more players into it at the end, that's for sure. He's battling with Casey Kane right now at the forefront of the pack. 3 laps to go this time by. Just, I don't have that forward momentum to get up here and pass guys. It looks like I'm just sitting behind them. I swear I'm not. Tires are shot. I just can't make those offensive moves. Got by one of them. Gets us back in the top 20. Might be able to beat Dale Jr. still. He's not having a good day either. Extend our points lead barely if we can beat him. Actually, if we finish one position behind him, I think we'll still outscore him by a couple points because he did not lead in the race and we did. But the more spots we can beat him by, the better. And we're going to get him by at least one if we stay in front of him because we're clear off turn 4 on Earnhardt. Final lap of the race, Paul Menard leads. Definitely not going to catch that slow car. Amy McMurray making contact with Noah Howe. Slide draft on Mike Wallace, try to pull him back, maybe get another spot. Sail it off into the corner. Got by Mike Wallace. Stay in the draft on the bottom. I might be able to get back Kenseth too. There we go. Draft by Kenseth. 15th. Well, I came back within 6 positions of where I was running when the caution came out initially. Paul Menard wins. I didn't cost him anything. DEI still wins. 4th win of the year for Paul Menard. How about that? In the Busch Series, of course, but still. A career year for Paul Menard. 1 caution, 60 lead changes. Oh my gosh. And a 125 lap race in Michigan, 162.77 mile per hour average race speed, 1 hour 32 minutes 9 seconds total time on the race. 16 laps led for our race winner Paul Menard. I think Harvick led the most laps. We'll see here in a second. Danny O'Quinn Jr. Almost said Dale Earnhardt Jr. Danny O'Quinn Jr. 11 laps left, finishes 2nd. Juan Pablo Montoya 3rd. Casey Kane 4th. Jeff Burton 5th. And you had David Reagan 6th. Kevin Harvick 7th. He led 39 laps. Yeah, that was the most. I thought I noticed him in the lead more than anybody else, and that was correct. Marcus Ambrose 8th. Todd Kluber 9th. J.J. Yaley rounds out the top 10. And we led 2 laps in the race today. I think we only led... Well, I was going to say, I think we only led 1, but I think I might have led another lap, like, on pit road when I stayed out longer than everybody else. So we led 2 laps from last, finished 15th. I mean, not a great day. I had 2 speeding penalties and brought out the last caution ultimately. Cost us a better finish, that's for sure. Got to clean it up going into tomorrow night's race. So maybe a couple days off. Had to knock off a little bit of rust. You know, we haven't done this since Friday. Haven't done a Busch race since Thursday. We'll be back on the Cup Series side tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll be racing at Pocono. 500 miles is going to be a long one. But yeah, Tricky Triangle. For the first time ever on NASCAR 08 on the channel, I've not raced there on this game yet. So we'll see how tricky the Tricky Triangle actually is. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for both of our doubleheader live streams, this stream, and then obviously the live commentary stream for the NASCAR Cup race. Again, congrats to SVG. Have a good rest of your Sunday night. I'll see you tomorrow night, everybody.